Waiter So good evening, everyone. Hope my voice is audible and screen are visible to you. I just want to check that my voice is audible and screen are visible to you. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So what the things today we are going to learn? Today we are going to learn the collection framework. So what is that collection framework? In short, it's also called JCF, Java Collection Framework. It is a unified architecture for managing and manipulating collections of objects. It provides reusable data structures and algorithms, reducing the need of custom implementation. So collection framework we are used for provide efficient data structure, eliminates the need of boilerplate code. The collection framework support sorting, searching, and iteration. It's a provide enhanced code reusability and performance. It's offer thread safe collections. So that's why we are use a collection framework. So in the day-to-day life of programmer, we are required maintain and given a set of data, right? And Java has a different collections like list is there, stack is there, queue is there. Using that, we are maintain the set of data. To make the work of a programmer even simpler, Java also has a collection framework, which implicitly use collections to maintain a set of data. So when we are maintain that set of data, we need to understand the hierarchy of collection framework. And we are going to discuss that. So what is means collection? A collection is a group of individual data that are grouped together to form a single unit. Collections are containers that hold multiple data as a single unit. For example, if we store the name of all the employees in a single list and name it as employee, it will form a collection. So that all collection classes and interfaces located in java.util package. And there are two root interfaces of Java collection classes that are a collection interface and second one is a map interface. So the collection framework in a Java is an architecture using which we can represent a collection of interfaces and classes. It is used in a storing, manipulating, and handling data efficiently. The collection framework makes manipulation of the collection easier. This makes the task of a programmer simpler, and that's why we are use a collection framework. So this collection framework was introduced from Java version 1.2. Before that, Java had some ad hoc classes like vector, properties, stack, hash tables, dictionaries to store and handle data. These classes were useful but did not have the same interfaces. That is the technique of storing data was different for different classes. That is why the collection framework was introduced in Java version 1.2 and it's a make these classes unified. So why we are use a collection framework? The collection framework we are used to increase the efficiency of fundamental collections like dynamic array, trees, linked list, hash table. It's used to increase compatibility by letting all the collection work in a identical manner, for increasing flexibility by easily extending and adapting a collection, for making an organization of data easier by storing the data in a key and value pair using map interfaces. So that's the features and goals of collections. So, so if you notice, the main architecture of a Java collection framework stand on a basis of interfaces. The interfaces are abstract data types that represent collection in a framework. Using interfaces, we can manipulate collection irrespective of the way they are represented in the memory. So, all these interfaces are part of utility package of Java. That means the java.util package. The root of the collection framework interface is a collection. That's absolute path is java.util.collections. It consists of several important methods that the programmer use in a day-to-day life. Some of these methods include add, size, remove. Each and every other interface implements the Java util collection interface. For example, set, queue, and the only interface that does not implement the collection interface, but is a part of the uh, collection framework. That interface is a map interface. Map interface are not extend collection interface. Hmm? So, so the collection interface, this is the root interface, and it's present at the top of collection hierarchy and allow us to work with a group of objects. The list, the list interface extend collection interface and is used to store data in a form of list. The object of list store elements in order form. After that, set interface is there. That set interface, these interface extend the collection interface and handles a set of data with the unique elements. After that, sorted state interface is there. These interface extend the set interface and is used to handle the set of elements that are sorted. After that, we have map interface. This interface does not extend any other interfaces. It is used to map the data in the form of key and values. After that, there are interface sorted map interface is there. These interface extend map interface and is used to maintain the key in ascending order. After that, there are some more interfaces like that means within a map interface, we have one inner class that's called map entry. That's called entry. And that's absolute path is map.entry. This is the inner class of map interface that is used to represent elements, both keys and values on a map. And enumeration. This is a legacy interface that is used to enumerate data one at a time in a collection of objects. So, Java collection framework architecture, next component is implemented classes. That means those interfaces are implemented by some classes. And these classes are the concrete implementation of a collection interface. These classes are reusable data structure. We can use them repeatedly to create different collection in our code. Some of most important classes are array list, linked list, hash map, tree map, hash set, tree set. But it's not limited there. There are number of classes are there which are implement these interfaces. So we can discuss one by one. There are one abstract collection class. That abstract collection class implement most of the collection interface. After that, abstract list class is there. These class extend the abstract collection and implement most of list interfaces. After that, there are abstract sequential list is there. These class extend the abstract list class. It is used to perform sequential access to a collection of element rather than random access. Linked list class is there. This class is used to implement linked list. This class also extend the abstract list class. Array list class is there. This class is used to create a dynamic and flexible array. It extend abstract list class. After that, abstract set class is there. Okay. So abstract set class is there. This class extend the abstract collection class and implement most of the set interface. Hash set class is there. This class is used to work with the hash tables. The class extend the abstract set. Linked hash set class is there. This class allow iteration in an insertion order and extend the hash set class. Tree set class is there. This class is used to implement a set sorted in a tree. It's extend abstract set class. Abstract map class is there. These class implement most of map interfaces. Tree map is there. This class is used to implement a tree. It's extend the abstract map class. Hash map class is there. This class is used to implement hash table and it's extend the abstract map class. Linked hash map class is there. This class is used to perform a iteration in a insertion order. This class extend the hash map class. So there are a number of classes are there which are implement and extend some abstract class and some interfaces. So the Java collection framework has several predefined algorithms within that classes that can apply to a collection and map interface. These algorithms are defined as a static method, and we know how we can write a algorithm using generics. So are present inside a collection interfaces. These algorithm uh, implemented as many times as required. So many of these methods can throw class cast exception, which occurs when attempt is made to compare incompatibility types, or it can be a unsupported operation exception, which occurs when attempt is made to modify unmodifiable collection. So how many algorithms are implemented there? There are binary search algorithm is there. That binary search method searches for a value in the list order according to return the position of value in the list, or it will be written -1. Yesterday we write that things for linear search, right? So there are number of algorithms are there. We can see that algorithm one by one. Okay. There are one more thing that Java iterator interface in a collection framework. Java provide us with a very simple interface to iterate over a collection object. And that interface we are used to iterate over collection object. That's the name is iterator interface. So let's see one by one how we can use that things. And we are going to discuss the methods. That's a common methods we are going to discuss within a collection framework. So for that reason, I'm going to show you my code window and create here. I'm going to create within a core Java. I'm going to create one another package. That package name is a collection. Collection is a package name. We are not required public. It's a package, not a class. So we required one package. The package we require, its name is collection. That's holding within core Java. Okay, so that's package. We require within our core Java, and within that package, I'm going to create one class. So here we are going to see some of collection framework classes, and we are going to write a code for that. That means how we can use that collection framework class, how we can create an object, how many algorithms are implemented within a method, how we can invoke that method. That things we are going to learn using that collection classes. So first class from collection framework, that is we can start from vector. That's the most basic thing. We can start from vector. We are going to learn number of classes here. Vector class demo. Okay, my file name is vector class name demo, and here we are going to learn first a class from collection framework, that is a vector. Okay, so what is that vector class? Before that, just I want to check is my voice is audible and screen are visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are going to deep dive in a collection classes. Okay, so we are started from vector. It's the most basic thing. So what is the vector? Vector is a class in Java collection framework that implements the list interface. It is a resizable array that allows strong duplicate elements and maintain iteration order. It is a similar to array list, but it's a synchronized, making it thread safe. Making it thread safe. So what is the why we are use that vector class? It's a implement list interface, maintain an order collection. It's a synchronized, that means it's a thread safe, making it slower than array list in a single threaded applications. It's allow duplicate elements. It's supported dynamic resizing. Unlike arrays, vector grows automatically when required. It uses an incremental capacity mechanism. So increase capacity by 100% when full. It implements serializable interface and clonable interface. So vector is a serialized class. So within a vector, we have four constructors. That means uh, it is a possible to create object of vector using four ways. So that four constructor, first constructor is empty. So let's create a vector object. So vector, we need to import it's from java.util package. After that, a generic type is suppose it's a string. It's a string. Object name is v1. V1 is object equal to new vector. And here I create the first string, first object using vector constructor, and that object invoke empty vector. Empty vector. So that means uh, it's a non-parameterized constructor. Right? So when we are create object with that non-parameterized constructor of vector, then also it's have some default capacity. That what means a default capacity? Uh, there are predefined a memory that allocate for a object, and that predefined memory are useful to holding a data. And its initial capacity of vector is a 10. What? That means 10 number of characters it can be hold. If we have a string, then 10 number of characters it can be hold by default. But it can be increased, or but it's not decrease than 10. 10, it's the initial capacity. So 10 is the initial capacity. After that, we have four constructor within vector class. So second constructor I'm going to write here, invoke here, not write, invoke here. So second constructor I'm going to invoke here. And that's a parameterized constructor. I say its object name is v2, collection name is v2, and it's a parameterized constructor. It's accept a parameter that's a capacity. Default capacity is 10, so we can say it's increased to 20. So it's a capacity. It's create a vector with a specified initial capacity. It's a specified initial capacity. After that, we can create a vector with another way. That's v3. Here there are two parameter of constructor. First one is a capacity. That capacity is suppose it's a 21, and the increment, that increment is that means we are create a vector with initial capacity and custom increment value, increment by 5, custom increment value. After that, that vector we can create with a object of collection. Object of collection. That means we can create a vector containing all elements of given collection. So that's also possible to create object. So how many methods are available within a vector? Within a vector, we have add method, add methods, add a element at the end. Add methods have number of that means there are number of overloaded methods are there. There are second add method holding two parameter. First one is the index where we need to insert a value, and second one is a element. That element we need to insert a specific index. Add all method is there if you want to insert some another object within a collection. Then we are use add all. Get method is there. It's a retrieve element from a vector. Set method is there. If you want to replace an element at specific index, we are use a set method. Remove method is there. It's a remove element at a specific index. Clear method is there. It's a remove all elements from vector. Size method is there. It's return the number of elements. Is empty method is there. It's a check if the vector is empty. Contains method is there. It's a check the vector contains a specific element. Index of method is there. That's return the index of first occurrence of an element. Capacity method is there. It's return the current capacity. The first element, last element method is there. That's useful to retrieve first and last element. To array method is there. It's a convert vector to an array. To remove a element at specific index, we have remove element at method. It's accept index number. So here we are create objects from vector. Now let's see how we can use methods. But before that, did you understand what is the vector? How to create object of vector? That's line number 8. It's a non-parameterized constructor we are called to create to initialize object. It's a default initial capacity is a 10. The second object that's v2 we are create with a constructor that's a parameterized constructor, and it's holding the new capacity. Third constructor we are create with a constructor that's initial capacity and the increment capacity. Increment by that number, that capacity. So what is the capacity then? Right? That's the question. Okay. So let's see. What is the capacity? So capacity means what? It's have some buffer memory that can hold the list of characters. And here vector object can hold the list of characters. That means a 10 capacity means 10 characters it can be hold initially, but it can be resized according to your requirement. In a second object, line number 9, we are saying that V2 object have a buffer slot to hold characters, that's a 20. In a line number 10, we are saying that V3 object initial capacity is a 21 and it can be increased with a 5. It can be increased with a 5. So that things we are say there. So I hope you are understand what means the capacity. No, its initial capacity is 10. So if you are created construct object with a default constructor, that means non-parameterized constructor, initial capacity is 10. But that's your choice. If you want to store only 5 characters, that's your choice. But the capacity is a 10 only. It can be increased, not decreased by, from 10. Is it clear, Sushant? Okay. So let's see how many methods are there, and I'm going to demonstrate that method. So first, I'm not use all objects. So I just comment it. So I have the capacity 10 vector and object name is V1. Yes, vector are automatically increase that capacity. So I want to add elements within a vector. So let's add elements within a vector. So here I want to add elements within a vector and my vector type of string, right? So it's a v1 dot add method I can use. And here I want to add the fruit name apple. Okay. So only two elements I'm added within my vector. Now, if you want to get all that elements from vector, it's a simple that you can print that vector object like it will be print that all elements from vector. That means no need to use iteration. After that, if you want to access a specific element, then how it is possible? Let's see. To access a specific element, I want to access first element. So I can use v1 object dot method name is the first element. It's a return a first element. That's a string. If you want to access last element, not the second, last element. Then there are method. That method name is a last element. So using that, you can get a return one string. That's the string is the last element. if you want to get a specific element, that means let's increase that element number. So banana, I want to increase one more fruit, huh? So it can be clear. It's orange. Okay. So if you want to get a specific element, then then there are method. That method name is get. There are method that get. Method name is get. So specific element, which element I want to access? Um, Suppose I want to access index 2. I want to access. Hmm? So index 1 I want to access. So I can write v1 dot get I will write that things v1 dot get and index number 1 I want to access. So that's a way to access elements from a vector. Now let's see how we can update a vector. To update a vector, I use a v1, that's object name, dot set. It's a holding two argument. One is the index number where we want to set, and second argument is element. So index number 0, it's apple. I want to update with orange. So here vector are accept duplicate element. Vector are accept duplicate element. So instead apple, it's replaced by orange. After that, let's check is there mango is available. So for that reason, we have contains method. What's the method name? Contains. Out. So it's written v1 dot contains, and what's the object? I want to check it's a mango. So if it is available within our collection, then it's a return true. Otherwise, it's written false. After that, if you want to get a size of your vector, then you have size method. And that size is dynamic. It can be increase or decrease. Now, if you want to remove an element from a vector, then there are remove method is there, v1 dot remove. So it's a hold index number, which index you want to remove. The first index I want to remove. There are overloaded methods are there. So second method is overloaded v1 dot remove. It's object. So which object I want to remove? Orange. Orange I want to remove. So it's a remove the orange from our vector. Um, Within a chat box, don't fight. That's the capacity is not calculating according to that equation old capacity into 2. It's a vary according to JVM. If you have older JVM, then equation is a different. If we have a after 11th version of Java, then the equation is a different. So, okay. After that, if you want to sort a vector, then we have collection, collections. It's a collections. It's a class within Java.utility. It's a class within a Java.utility, and collection is an interface, that's a root interface of Java collection framework. So collections dot sort method I'm apply, and here I want to go sort v1 object. Okay, so it's a sort collection. If you want to make a collection in a reverse order, then same collection class I can use collections. Collections is a class, collection is a interface. Remember that things always. So that collection class useful to sort and reverse elements. So collections dot reverse. So v1 I want to reverse order. Okay. Next, suppose I want to iterate over an object. So what are the things we have? Of course, for each loop we have, but we are using collections. And for a collections iteration on over collection object, we have some special thing that's a interface. That's the interface useful for iterating. That interface name is iterator. So we are going to use that things. Let's see how we can use. So first thing we require to create object of iterator. So it's an interface from java.util package, and we are iterating on string object, string type of collection, right? So it's a string, and after that name is I say iter is a name, equal to v1 dot iterator. I call, and once I call initialize that object using v1 object dot iterator, then I'm able to iterate over that collection using that object. So why itr dot has next? If it is has a next, then it's return true until till it's a true. We are going to print the element. That element we are print return dot next. So it's a return a string from our collection object. So we are printed elements from our collection. After that, it is also possible that we can iterate using enumeration. It is also possible that we can iterate using enumeration. Um, okay, before discuss that things, I think I need to explain about capacity. Okay, so I'm going to explain first capacity, then I can move to a vector class. First thing, what is the capacity? It's a buffer memory area. It's a buffer memory area where you can store a character, right? So a collection framework have a default capacities. And for vector class have a, what's the default capacity? 10. That means 10 number of character we can store within our vector class. within our vector object. But if I want to store only 5 character, then what? Then also its a default capacity is only 10, because it's a default implicit capacity is a 10. If you want to insert 50 number of character, then it will be increase. It will be increase. But it's not decrease than 10. Is it clear? Once it is a increase the capacity, then it's a there are not have any way to decrease that capacity. The buffer memory area allocated 50 character if we are arrange for 50, and after that, if you want to remove that all things and insert only 5, then also its a capacity is a 50. It's not decrease. It's always increment. Yes, you can use the for each loop to iterate a vector or any collection class. Okay. Can we move on our collection object that is a vector? Yes, it's a buffer memory area. It's not like that you are storing only characters. Capacity is depend on buffer memory area. The initial capacity is what? Its initial capacity means 10 characters you can store within your buffer memory area. If you want to store only 5, then it's your choice, but the capacity is 10. Once it's increased, it cannot be decrement. Yes, item are removed, but buffer memory area allocated for that much capacity.
ఇంకా 10% దిగింది పైన నేను ఎంత అడిగినారు ఎంత 50 మినిట్ 10% దిగింది వేనట 20% ఉండే చూడు 24% 17% 24% 10% నింపింది
Okay. Can we move on vector? Everyone are understand what's the capacity?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's summarize this part. The iterator. What is the iterator? It's an interface. What is the purpose of this interface? To iterate over collection object. That's not like only for vector. It's useful to every collection object. Huh? So using iterator, we are iterate over collection object. So here I create object of that interface, that is ITR. Hmm? Iterator is interface. That's interface is a generic interface, and our object are store a string type data, string type object. So that's why we are create the object with a string generics. After that, interface object cannot hold, cannot initiate. To initiate that interface object, we require some memory from other classes. So V1 is our object, and using v1.iterator, we are initialize a memory for iterator object. After that, we doesn't know that how many iterations we require there. So that's why we are use a while loop. Using a while loop, within a while loop, we have one condition. The object of iteration, iterator dot has next. That means is there any element? And it's written true if the iteration have a more elements, and till that condition are satisfied, we require to print our element using itr dot next. So I hope, is it clear that line number 33 to 36? So let's move. What we say? we are going to see number of ways to iterate over object, right? Okay, so that's a new way. You can use a simple for loop or a for each loop, that's your choice. But I'm going to show a new way which you can use to iterate over object. Huh? Okay, after that, there are next thing to iterate. No, you are Sushant, you are refer that next from a scanner class. But here we have next from that iterator interface. So that next are return a string. It's a return the next element in a iteration. And within a scanner class, it's next is a user for different purpose. Okay, so what we are saying? We are discuss the number of ways to iterate over collection object. So that's the first way. The second way is what? It is possible using enumeration also. Enumeration, enumeration, enumeration. It's a interface. It's available java.util class, util package. So we require enumeration object for what purpose? To handle a string generally. So string, because our vector object is a type of string. So here I'm using string, and we need to iterate. That's the object name. So interface cannot initiate. We require to initiate interface object. So that's why we require to collect a memory from other side, right? So I need to collect a memory. I need to collect a memory from vector object v1, and there are elements method is there. It's a return enumeration of corresponding of these vector. That means what? It will simple manner. We need to allocate a new memory for our interface object. So that's help. That method help us to allocate a memory for our interface object. So once we are allocated memory for our interface object, after that we need to iterate over our collection object. So how many iteration? We don't know. There are number of iteration because vector is a resizable array, right? So why? The condition we required enumeration dot here we have in a iterator we have has a next. Here we have has more elements. So it's a test if the enumeration contains more elements and return a boolean value that's either true or either false. Okay, curly bracket open, close. And here, if we are found has more elements, then we need to print. So sys out, and that's the element we need to print. What it's vector one, right? That's the element we need to print using enumeration object enumeration dot next element. So it's a return the next element of this enumeration. It's a return next element from this enumeration. So that's the second way which we are learn that how to iterate collection object. Is it clear? Enumeration is what? It's a interface that located within java.util package. It is a part of collection framework. That's a method. The iterator is a method. That method are return the iterator. That method returns iterator over the elements in a list in a proper sequence. That's the iterator. Is it clear, Tanish?
Sir.
So that's the second way to iterate over collection object. Okay. Is there any other way to iterate over collection object? Yes, there are number of ways are available. So let's see the next way to iterate over collection object. Like iterator interface, there are another interface within java.util package. That interface name is a list iterator. So using that interface also, it is a possible to iterate over collection object. What I say, collection object. Why I say it's a collection object, because that iteration, it's a possible to use multiple collection object like array list, linked list, like that. Yes, it's a traverse one by one element from vector. That's why I say it's a sequentially travels. It's a sequentially travels. Okay, what I say? List iterator. List iterator. It's an interface available within java.util package. We require to create object of that interface. It's a type of generic, is a string, because our vector object is a type of string. So list iter. Okay, that's object name. Now let's allocate a memory for that object using a collection object dot list iterator. List iterator. This. Look here. That list iterator is a method. It is available within a vector class. It's written a list iterator over the elements in the list in a proper sequence. So that things I use here. So once I initiate that object, now let's use a while loop to iterate using that object. While within a while, that list itr object have one method to check a condition. That condition is has next. So what that has next? It is a method. That method return true if the list iterator has more elements. Otherwise, it's written false. So has next, I'm going to use, and I want to print the element. So as the next, the check next element. So instead that, okay, let's use as next. So here we need to print element, right? So this out v1, that element I want to print list itr plus next. So it's a return a next string from that object. Is it clear? Okay. Now I want to iterate, but not in a sequence. I want to iterate over in a reverse order. So how we can solve that? For that purpose, I use same object, that is a list iterator. Its object is list itr. So here I want to iterate using list iterator, but in backward, in backward form. So while condition, I need to check list iterator dot has a previous, yes, it's available. That has previous return true if the list iterator has a more elements when traversing the list in a reverse direction. So we are traverse on a reverse direction and printing the element. But here we are not use as next. We are use instead next. We are use previous. We require previous element, right? Previous. We require previous element. So it's a traverse over reverse direction. Is it clear? Are you understand there are number of ways to traverse over collection object? Student, is it clear? There are number of ways to traverse over collection objects. Okay. Okay. So let's move now. So now we are understand how to traverse over collection objects. So after that, is it possible to clone our vector object? Yes, it is possible that we can clone any collection object. To clone a collection object, let's see. I am going to write that code. So I want to clone a vector. Huh? So vector that vector type is a string, and I want to clone. Clone v1. It's initiate with a vector class. So I want to clone it from vector one object, right? So I can say it's a v1 dot clone method is there. What? v1 dot clone, but it's showing error because of typecasting. So I can cast it. It's a vector of type string. Then it's done, right? So I'm going to share that code with you. It's not complete, till it's not complete, but I'm share that code with you. Let's observe that code, and if you have any question, you can ask. So let's go through chat. The clone, that's a clone is a method. It's in C is not capital, it's in small case. So that clone are useful to clone a string, object, collection object. Clone are useful to clone a collection object. After that, it's return a new object. Clone method return a new collection object. Most of time, if we want to copy uh, one collection object content in another collection object, then we are use a clone. It's not enum. Who is Preeti? It's not enum. It's a enumeration. Enum is different. Enumeration is different. Enumeration is a interface. That interface we are use here to iterate over collection object. That to iterate over collection object it's possible by number of way. Here I am show that using three ways: using iterator interface, using enumeration interface, using list iterator interface. If I'm run that, you can run on your side, Sushant. If I'm run that things, then I need to write that number of system.out.println methods. That methods I'm not right there. So how many methods I'm right there? System.out.println. Only that output you can get on your console. You required to write that things there. System.out.println after every execution, then you can get the desired output. Okay, for your purpose, I'm going to use I'm use only one acknowledgement message. Huh? Okay, that all things I'm right here for your acknowledgement. Done. And comment that last number line cloning. Add some more element within our object before iterating. Okay. Look here. It's iterating with iterator. After that, it's iterating with enumeration. After that, it's iterating with a list iterator. After that, it's iterating with a reverse order. So, Sushant, is it done on your side? Okay. So, next question from Sukanya. What is the difference? Okay. look here, it's not only for those these vector class, it's common to each and every collection framework classes. Why? What's the common thing? There are number of overloaded method. What means overload? The same method name, but with a different type of parameter or different list of parameter. That means overloaded. And that method we are write within the same class. So here I show you that there are two overloaded method. The first one accepting index number. One is index number. And second one is accepting the object which you want to remove. So orange I want to remove from my collection. So that's why I write there orange. And remove one means what? It's a index number. First index object I want to remove from a collection. So Sukanya, is it clear? Okay, next question from Rohit. How to manipulate using set method. Look here, we are use that things where we are use that set method. Look here. Using that way, you can manipulate specific index element. So here, the zero index, I want to replace element with orange. So zero index holding orange now. Is it clear? Okay, now you can tell me, we are copy that object. Copy that object. Let's tell me how I can iterate over that clone v1 collection using basic loops. Tell me any one loop. Let's tell me how I can iterate over that clone v1 collection using any basic loop. How you can use a for loop, for each loop. How you can use a for each loop. Let's use a for each loop. Show me your that code to iterate clone v1. Let's show me a code how you can iterate over clone v1 using for each loop. Let's iterate clone v1 using for each loop. Gaurav, that's the correct. When we have indexing, right? It's array. We have indexing. So is it correct to calculate with the size? Is it correct to iterate with a size or size minus one? What means the size? Size holding that a number of elements holding by that array. Yes, that's what's your name? Aditya. Yeah, it's good. Aditya, that's correct. We can iterate that collection using for each loop. So now I want to remove that all elements, not remove a collection. I want to remove only elements. So to remove elements, clone v1, there are clear method is there, clear. So it's a remove the all elements from your collection object. Iterator is a faster than enumeration. Yes, iterator is a faster than enumeration. Okay. So next thing. So what's a basic data structure? Basic data structure is what stack and queue, right? And using that data structure, we have some extended data structure, that is a array list, linked list within a collection classes. So within that collection classes, there are one another collection class that represent basic data structure. That collection class name is a stack. What? Stack. So I'm going to create one new file for stack. So where we are create, okay, within our collection object, collection package, I'm going to create one new file. That file name is stack class example. Required. Uh, is it every time it is required to run a program? Because you can check that program on your side. So then you can get issues. And when you are asked that issue, you are remember that program always. So I'm not include public static void main. Okay. Oh. So that's a simple class. Hmm? That's a simple class. It's a concrete class. So I created that class to demonstrate stack class. So what is that stack? Stack is a class in Java that represent last in first out. LIFO. कधी शिकलात LIFO? Did you know that LIFO? Last in first out. It's a data structure and it is a part of Java util package and extends vector class. What? It's a extend vector class. It's a extend vector class. Meaning it's inherit all properties of vector class, but provides additional methods for stack operations. For stack option, that means last in first out. Okay. So it's follow LIFO principle. It's a extend vector class. It's allow null values. It is a thread safe and it is a slow as compared to DQ. DQ is an interface. It is a slow as compared to DQ. So let's see how we can create it. So I want to create a stack. So let's see how to create a stack. To manipulate a stack, I use one method. It's a void stack demo. Within that stack demo, I create an object that's belong from stack. It's a stack object. It's a type of a string. Type of string, and name is a stack. Allocate a new memory from a default constructor. So here I create the object of stack. Once I create an object of stack, once I create the object of stack, now I need to add elements. It's called push. So stack dot push and string item. It's orange, right? Okay, I added 3 items here. To print stack or extend vector. So whatever things we have within a vector, it's that all things available to a stack. So I'm not repeat that things. Huh? Suppose you want to retrieve a top element that it's called peak. In LIFO order, we call it peak top element. So we can use peak method. We can use peak method. So it's a top element. Method name is peak. So it's a return a top element. After that, if you want to remove elements from stack, then we have method. That method name is a pop. So that pop method we are going to call here pop. So it's a last in, first out, LIFO. So it's a pop, the topmost element, and it's a return that string which are pop. It is a possible that we can check is that a stack is empty or not. For that reason, we have method is empty. It's a return boolean value according to its empty or full. After that, um, we have a method push pop empty. Search method is there. Search method are useful to search find out a specific element from stack, and that method we are going to use here. Search element. I want to search it from stack. So dot search. And what's the object? I want to search that object banana. That things I want to search. If it's a return, it's written integer value based on position where that object find out within that stack. Okay, so that's a different things from a vector. So now you can tell me how I can iterate that stack using list iterator in a ascending and descending order. In a ascending, what I say, in a ascending and descending order. Yes. So that's a stack. That stack are extended vector class. Can you tell me how to iterate over that collect stack object in a ascending and descending order? List it. If I answer that question, Tanvi, then it's clear that how you can do a ascending and descending order. So, Sushant, what's your question? Stack Overflow access here? Why you require Stack Overflow? Multiple type. We have a string type of data only. It's a generic we are learned that's for type safety. And here that object which we are created a stack, it's a holding only string type of data. If you want to create a different type of data, then create a new object for integer, for float, for double. Yes, that's absolute right. Yes, Sushant, that's absolute right. So Tanvi, uh, after getting that answer from Sushant, I will answer for you. That things is what? The list iterator have a benefited. That means using list iterator, we can traverse in a sequential order from 0 to last index. We can traverse last index to a first index. In a both way, we can traverse when we are use list iterator with the easy manner. Vishwaraj, are you not present in last two lectures? In last two lectures, we have learned generics. That all things from generics. That means we have learned that things in with a deep dive. If you are present there, then you are understand that things what is the type safety and collection framework are used as generics. So once you are declare that type of object, then it's accept only those type. If you want to use another type, then you need to create a different object. Yes, for descending order, you required a collections class, and using collections class, you need to use one method. That method name is sort. Once you are sort that in ascending order, then it is possible to iterate using list iterator in ascending and descending order. Okay. So next, the other common methods I'm not included there. It's extended vector class. So whatever things are available within a vector class, that all things are available for stack class. Okay, now we are going to discuss the next thing. That class name is array list class. So for that reason, I'm going to create one more class within our core Java collection. It's a class name. Oh, stack class. Okay. Stack class. That things I'm going to share with you on a chat. Okay, that's it. Okay, next thing. Next thing is array list. Okay. So, what is the array list? Array list is a resizable array implementation of the list interface in a Java. It allows dynamic resizing, fast random access, and maintains insertion order, unlike vector. But vector are synchronized. Array list is not synchronized. So it's not synchronized, so it's making it faster in a single threaded applications. So array list implement list interface. It allow duplicate elements. It's a dynamic resizing. That means increase the size when full. It's not synchronized. That's why it's faster, but it's not thread safe. It uses incremental capacity mechanism. And it's implement serializable and clonable interface. So the array list have a three constructor. First is a default constructor. Second one is with one argument, that is a capacity, and third one collect is a collection object. So let's see how we can create array list constructor, and then we can discuss the methods. So array list, right? Array list. It's located within java.util package, and it's a part of collection framework. Okay. So I simply create array list object. Hmm? I simply create array list object. So why we are create only in a string? Last time also we are a user string. So these object we can create with a type of integer. Hmm? Because number is easy to enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Otherwise it's required type extra things like banana, apple, mango. Okay. So it's a type of integer. Hmm? So that's array is a type of integer. Now I want to insert a numbers, insert objects within my array. Then I'm use the method. That method name is add. But I always make the things dynamic. So I want to add a array list elements with loop. So I need to avoid the duplicate statements. Add. How I can add the I plus 2. Okay. So it will be added within my array list. Okay. So once I added the array list, after that, to get a first access element, there are a get method is there. Get method is there to access element. So get method with the index number, it's 0. So it's access first element. I want to access last element. Then I want to access last element. So I can use array list dot size, and it's a last element, right? It's a -1. So I can get the last element. Yes, the wrapper class data we can store within a collection class objects. What I say? The wrapper class data. It is possible to store within a collection class object. For example, we can store an array. We can store a string. We can store a enum data. We can store a primitive type wrapper classes data like integer, boolean, uh, byte, short, long, float, double, character. That all data we can store within a collection object. It's not only for array list. It's for collection object. That means whatever things, whatever classes we are going to see here, that's belong from collection framework. So all collection classes store wrapper class data, wrapper class objects. Okay. So wrapper class and non-primitive data. Okay. So okay, that's the way to access element. Huh? So I hope you are understand. Now, I want to insert a not insert. Insert already done. That's my logic to insert elements within my array list. So if it is a I is a 0, then 0 plus 2. So first element inserted 2. After that, second element is a now that I is a 2. I is a 1. So second element are inserted 1 plus 2. That means third is a second element. So it will increase till that I less than equal to 10 are satisfied. Is it clear, Tanish? Is it clear, Sukanya? What means I? Currently it's a 0. I want to add element within my array list. So array list are uses indexes. So index start from 0. So within a 0 index, it's my first element, right? So first element, I want to insert with that logic, whatever I value is there, plus 2. So it's inserted, 2 is inserted within a first, as a first element. After that, second element, how it's inserted? It's increased by 1. So I value is 1. So 1 plus 2, the second index is what? 3. So it's added element till that I less than equal to 10 are satisfied. Okay. So I think Students, can I stop here if you want, or we are discuss questions? Okay, so the array list we can complete on a Monday. Not tomorrow. We are not have any class. So let's go through your questions. So Rohit are asking, sir, what is the sorting about array? Okay, I'm telling one thing. All collection classes sort object using collection class sort method, which we are use a vector. Same thing you can apply for array list, linked list, stack, because stack also extend vector class. So I think it's clear for whom. So I think Rohit, it's clear for you. Okay. Now, uh, that's the array list. Before discuss any other things from array list, let's implement. That means let's write a code to traverse over array list using iterator interface, using list iterator interface, using enumeration interface. Let's traverse over object, collection object using iterator interface, using list iterator, using enumeration. Students, instead to write any message on that RTT, you can focus on implementation of code. I'm checking that things how to disable that things. I'm going to take attendance first and then try to set that setting. Students, once we are complete collection classes, it's required a maximum 2 days. Once we are complete all collection classes, then I'm going to write for you one real time scenario where we can use that collection classes and how we can uh, create a program using that collection classes. So using that program, you can understand that things where to use and how to use that collection classes. But before that, we need to discuss how many methods are there, how to create object, how to perform manipulation of collection object. And for that reason, it's required at least 2 days. That's 3 dot fourth option. It's a waste of time. You are use only iterator, list iterator. Students, don't write anything from that RTT message. We have a chat box. If you have any question, you can raise there. Okay. So, see you on Monday. I'm going to end this meeting here. And on Monday, we are continue the array list and try to complete a collection framework important classes. And after that, we are going to write a real-time scenario example to better understand how to use a collection framework. The main interfaces from collection framework is a collection, list, queue, set, DQ, sorted set, map, sorted map. That's a important interfaces from collection framework. But that's not limited. There are number of interfaces are there, number of classes are there. We are discuss here some important classes and important interfaces. So thank you very much to attending class. See you on Monday. So I'm going to end this meeting here.